Hey everybody, this is your Digital Super Saiyan 3, back here with another video, and welcome back to the Batman Beyond retrospective. Today I'm doing the episode Blackout. Episode 3, Blackout. Well, this one mainly deals with industrial sabotage, as Derek Powers has hired a mercenary by the name of a industrial saboteur by the name of Ink. Basically, she's this series' equivalence to Clayface, except unlike Clayface, she can't change into other people, but she can morph her body into deadly weapons and appendages. So, Derek Powers has enlisted Ink to conduct industrial sabotage on rival company Foxtecca, because both Foxtecca and Wayne Powers are basically competing for the chance to build a new space station for the government. And enter Bruce Wayne as he confronts Derek Powers and tells Derek Powers to stay away from Foxtecca and talks about how the Foxes had been dear to him, especially since Foxtecca was started by Lucius Fox Jr. after he was fired by Derek Powers. Derek Powers also sees Terry and he says, "Well, the McGinnis boy," and Terry replies, "I'm working for Mr. Wayne now." So, back in his office, Derek Powers gives Ink her next assignment. So, at another Foxtecca property, Terry goes out as Batman, and he is quickly thrown around as he confronts Ink. And of course, Terry shows that he is really new at facing monsters and freak shows, since he just became Batman in the last episode. So, we also get our first look at the Batmobile in this series, since it's all futuristic now and it flies, because there are no wheels, since this is the future here. So at another Foxtecca property, Ink is yet again conducting her sabotage, but yet again, Batman comes in to interfere. And we get a huge fight scene between the two, and Ink manages to escape after Batman realizes she doesn't like the water. The very next day, Ink meets with Derek Powers while Derek Powers is in his limousine. And she exactly tells Powers that Batman had been interfering. Derek Powers gives Ink a new assignment: find and kill Batman, but Ink tells Powers that she overheard Batman talking on a two-way radio to someone, and Derek Powers, while his skin was shedding, says, "Then do them both." So, at yet again, another Foxtecca break-in happens. Batman is quickly on the scene, but Ink had already done the damage to the Foxtecca building. But she basically gets inside the trunk of the Batmobile. And as Batman is driving back to the Batcave, Ink infiltrates the Batcave and attacks Batman. And we see Terry in trouble, as Ink is trying to suffocate him by going inside his mouth. But then Bruce, wearing the Grey Ghost's hat and goggles, sprays ink with a hose. And of course, Terry pukes out some of Ink's blots. Ugh, yeah. It was a really gross scene. But then Ink rebounds, tries to break into the house, but is warded off by Bruce's electric door. Then she basically knocks down rocks from the cave ceiling. We even see her trap Batman underneath the giant penny. And Terry still manages to get himself out of the giant, get his leg out from underneath the giant penny in a matter of seconds afterwards, after he manages to electrify Ink. And of course, we see Ink destroy the costumes of the classic Batman Rogues Galleries. And then Batman picks up Mr. Freeze's gun, Mr. Freeze's freezing gun, and uses it to freeze Ink in place. And of course, the very next day, Ink is taken to the Gotham Police Department. And in this scene, we basically meet Barbara Gordon for the first time, or future Barbara Gordon, as she's become the commissioner of the future Gotham City Police Department, following in her father's footsteps. And she gets a phone call from Bruce Wayne, since they both used to work together. And Bruce tells her, I never roped anyone into this. And would you like to meet the new Batman? Of course. She is shown the frozen bits of ink. And Bruce says, you better keep that on ice. And the episode ends there. So, Disappearing Ink. Final thoughts. I actually enjoyed this episode a lot. And I do like Ink as a villain, and I did like Ink's sequel episode, Disappearing Ink, as well. Anyway, this has been your Digital Super Saiyan 3, and, well, next time, I bring to you from the Batman Beyond retrospective is the episode Golem. See ya!